For the stats, we're gonna go all 49 points to attack. We are fighting Bellanoir Libero Ultra, so safely assuming that you should be level 50 in order to do that. In order for you to reset your stats, you have to take memory wiping medicine. You can craft this in the electric medicine workbench. Right, so in order for you to consume it, just right click and then left click on your name, and then boom. On the bottom right, we go enhance stats, and then as I have mentioned, we're gonna go all 49 points to attack. We will just rely on our armor for the health and also the defense. Most of the pals will be tanking for us, so we should not be taking a lot of hits. So we just have to be careful during the fight. There we go. So we have 198 for the attack stats, and then we have all base stats for the remaining. And then we're gonna go rely on the armors, as I mentioned earlier. So in order for you to get the Pal Metal Helm, you need to farm for Stallion, the boss. And for you to get the heat resistance or the cold resistance Pal Metal Armor, you need to farm Necromis or Palladius. So I have the legendaries already because I have been grinding in the game. You don't really need to have them, but if you can get the legendary ones, which will take a lot of grinding, it will be great. So I will be using the heat resistant because of the location where I'm going to fight Bellanoir Ultra. And then of course we have the hyper shield. The assault rifle, I will be using this as my primary weapon. You can get the legendary version of it from Lacemut, one of the PAL bosses. You can also consider getting the rocket launcher. Again, you don't really need the legendary, but if you have, that would be great. And you can get the rocket launcher from Jet Dragon. So I'm not quite sure, but there's a lot of videos showing that you can actually just breed them and then, you know, butcher them so that they will drop. But then again, it's not a guaranteed drop, so you may have to grind. Now for our accessories, I'm gonna go all out attack. So I'm gonna have the tier 2 attack pendants, 2 of them. This will give me 15% each boost. So that's why I'm naked, so that we will see the additional stats that it give. So let's go with our armor first. So we have base health and base stamina. We have the armors, legendary helm and legendary Pal Metal armor. So now we have 2,260 for the health, and then we have 198 base attack. Defense is 740. So let's go add 2 accessories. There we go. So since we have 15% each, we have 30%. Now we will see our total passive skills once we have our pals in the party. For the party, we're gonna be using 2 mounts. So we're gonna use Chillet for the first phase and also Ragnarok for the second phase. So mounting Chillet is going to convert our damage to dragon damage, and mounting Ragnarok is going to convert our damage to fire damage for the second phase, since Bellanoir is going to switch to ice element on the second phase. I know that there are other pals as well that you can use as a mount or a partner pal that can convert your damage to fire. I just prefer Ragnarok because I will be able to hover and continuously deliver DPS without having, you know, blocked by the other pals. And then we're gonna have 4 Gobfins. You can use Gobfin Ignis as well. This is gonna be the same. And then each Gobfin has Vanguard and also Stronghold Strategist. So Vanguard is gonna give us an additional 10% passive boost on our damage, and Stronghold Strategist is gonna give us a 10% passive boost on our defense, since we don't have defense added to our stats. Now if you have 4 stars or fully condensed, Gobfin, it's gonna give us a level 5 on the Angry Shark partner skill, which will give us 20% additional boost on attack. So with the passive skills and also the partner skill that we have, that will be a total of 30% per Gobfin additional damage on attack and 10% on defense per Gobfin that we can benefit from. On top of that, our Chillet also has a Vanguard, so that will give us an additional 10%, and also mounting it will convert our damage to dragon damage, which will be awesome. I prefer to have the boost in movement for the additional 3 or the remaining 3. So I have Swift, Legend, and Runner instead of a defense. So at least we will be more mobile. Now that's going to be the same for Ragnarok. Ragnarok also has Vanguard, so we will be able to benefit 10% additional damage as well. So let's calculate what we have as a total. At the moment, we have a passive of 30 because of 15 from each of the necklaces. So if our calculation is correct, if I will put one Gobfin in my party, that's going to be 30, additional 30, so that will be 60 in total, let's say. There we go. So we have passive skills, 60%. And then if we will add one more, that will be an additional 30. That's going to be 90%. And then one more, that would be 120%. And the last one, that will be a total of 150%. Checking if we are correct. 150% passive skills on attack damage. And then since we also have the mount, so one Vanguard is going to give us 10%, a total of 160% additional passive on attack damage. So that's great. Now for the Gobfins, since you're just using them for their passive, you don't really need to level them up. However, you need to make sure that they are condensed fully 4 stars so that you can benefit from the Angry Shark level 5, which, gave us 20% each Gobfin as a passive for attack. Now for your mount, I will highly recommend that it's fully leveled so that you can have good HP and also good defense. At the same time, fully condensed for its partner skill, which will convert our damage to dragon damage. And then we add to its HP and also to its defense using souls. That's why you can see plus 20 with 4 stars. And that goes the same with your Ragnarok or any mount or, partner pal that you want to use for fire damage. So you just have to make sure that it's fully leveled, highly recommended, and then fully condensed so that you can have the partner skill to level 5 and then add to its HP and defense for the souls. Now for the base pals, I will not be doing any substitutes or any swapping during the fight, so I will only be using 20 pals in the base. Now I have decided that I'm gonna use Jet Dragon for its dragon damage, and also German-Tide Ignis for dragon damage and also fire damage, Astegon for its dragon damage and also some CC or ensnare, and I have Frostallion for CC and ensnare as well. For the Jet Dragon, we have perfect passive skills, and then we have Beam Comet, Dragon Meteor, Fireball for the active skills. Those are dragon and fire damage, and we fully condensed them for 4 stars, leveled up to 50, and then we bumped up its HP, defense, and attack. That will be all the same for Ignis, Astegon, and Frostallion. So you have 30 souls each. They're all 4 stars, fully condensed. So the only difference, the passive skills and the active skills. Now for the German-Tide Ignis, we have perfect 4 passive skills, Dragon Meteor, Flare Storm, Fireball. And then we also have fully condensed, as I mentioned earlier, and then HP, defense, and attack for the souls. For Astegon, we have 4 perfect passive skills, Fireball for fire damage, Dragon Meteor, and all 5 of them have Seed Mine for CC, Ensnare. For Frost Stallion, 4 passive skills, perfect, and fully condensed stars. Also HP, defense, and attack on the souls. And then we have Ice Missile, Blizzard Spike, and Spine Vine. So they have CC and Snare. At least we can immobilize Bellanoir during the fight. Unfortunately, they don't have perfect IVs, but I think it is a good benchmark for those who just reach level 50 and they just want to fight Bellanoir Libero Ultra right away without having to worry about perfect passive and also perfect IV. So I only have perfect passives for them, but I didn't think much about the IVs when I was breeding them so that I can condense them as fast as possible. Now for the food, we will be eating Mozzarina Cheeseburger. This will give us an additional 20%. So we already have 160% attack boost from the party passives. So that will give us a total of 180% for the attack boost. We will also be feeding Mozzarina Cheeseburger to our base pals as well, all 20 of them, so that they will have an attack boost by 20%. And if you really want to take advantage to be on the safe side, you can also consume one of the high quality recovery meds that would give you a 600 seconds of buff time for health recovery. That's 10 health per second. So that's really going to help a lot, especially we don't have any additional stats on health and also defense. So if ever for some reason you get hit, so at least you can heal over time. You can also feed this to your pals so that it will give them, you know, a longer time to fight Bellanoir Libero for you. Now, this is something that somehow, in my opinion, is optional because I have tested this build and I actually didn't need to feed them any recovery meds, high quality or just the normal recovery meds. They should be fine and you should be able to kill her without a problem. Okay, so we are good to go. We have food buffs on our pals in the base. So we just have to load up our party. So we're gonna start off with Chillet and then we're gonna switch on the second phase, in the second phase with Ragnarok. Then I'm gonna be eating the Mozzarina as well. Currently at 160. It should give us 180. Passive skills 160, food 20%. And then I will be taking the high quality recovery meds for additional buff, but my pals don't have to take them. Now, before I forget, I just need you guys to know that we are on normal settings so that it will be easy for you to benchmark the results if ever you want to try the build that I'm having. Let's unleash our base pals. Oh. Alright, we're good to go. Okay, I have to wait there for a while because for some reason my HP was really low suddenly. Good thing I have the potion up. That was so weird. Right, I think we're set. Oops. One rocket wasted. It's okay. So it would have been better if we have like a mount that can convert our damage to dragon damage that can fly. Because sometimes the base pals, they get in the way. That's okay. So we're getting good CCs and ensnare. Spine Vine, we have the Seed Mine. So at least we can minimize at least Bellanoir for like a while and we can free hit. Alright, the damage is really good. So positioning is vital. Okay, we have a knock. It's really good. Oh, sometimes they get in the way. That's okay, because they're tanking for us. Good job, guys. Okay, that's bad because he was able to do that move. It usually is the PAL killer. Here we have another knock. It's really good. Okay, don't get in the way. Don't get in the way. Let me kill her. Okay, this is the only move that I'm not happy with. Others are okay. This is a very good place to actually fight her. If, you know, you're not doing any exploit or, you know, the trap glitch or whatever. Because she doesn't move a lot. She doesn't TP a lot. Especially if you have good CCs. Like that. That's really an advantage. We're making really good with time. I think I have to switch. Oh shoot, I just dodged that. I'm gonna make an early switch. Because I think she is about to switch to ice element as well. Okay. I hope I didn't switch too soon. Okay, we're not making good CCs, boys. Come on. Trap her, trap her. Oh, she's doing it frequently. She knows she's dying. God, the damage. I don't know if it makes a lot of difference if your, you know, base pals have perfect IVs. I might try in the future. Once I have the time to, you know, breed perfect IVs. I think it's gonna take time. Why is she there? She's cheating. Okay, I can still hit her. Okay. Get out. We still have 5 minutes. I think I still have enough PAL base to actually capture me. Can I get a knock? Oh, she's trying to destroy the box. Give me a knock, give me a knock, come on. Stop cheating. Oh shoot! That was a crappy move there, Bellanoir. Move away. We can actually take hits. We have good, we have good armor. Armor and passive. Okay. She noticed me. And she wants to kill me first. Whoa. Okay. So yeah, wow. Okay, I think we only have 2 left. But at least, no, we have 3. Correction. So we have 1 Astagon, 1 Frostallion, and 1 Ignis. So no Jet Dragon actually lived to tell the tale. But it's good. We didn't have to do any swaps. We only used 20 base pals. And I'm using a build that's totally achievable. Especially if you already level 50. So yeah. I think if we use the potion, the one that I am using right now, it's already gone, then I think they will have a better sustain. But then again, even though we're not using the potion, we only have the food buff, they're still fine, and we were able to at least dish out a really good DPS. And there you go. That's just probably one of the builds that you can use to defeat Bellanoir Libero Ultra. There might be a lot of ways there. But what I'm trying to achieve here is not using any exploits and not doing substitution, so that you will only have very few pals to actually breed and condense. So it's pretty doable.